excuse I keep getting is that it's an ongoing investigation, and so per the legislation, you have no right to it.
But that's the
But
first one,
it's
right?
been months. Well, so the first one with like the 4 months of FOIAs that you asked for is
Yep.
kind of where that's coming from.
They're
And
saying
the second
all
one
4 months are an
well, so I
ongoing.
gave you everything that wasn't apparently part of the investigation, and
Oh my
the
God.
Marshall reports that I don't have access to, which I'm
Okay.
still furious about.
So what
I've
I'm
gotten
hearing is I need to do a class action lawsuit, which I really do. I kid you, I really don't want to like.
I know you don't, and I don't blame you.
I don't want to impeach people. I don't want to like, and I know these are things that I can do, right? But like, I know, I think you understand what I'm saying is that some of this shit is too heavy for some folks to fucking handle, and it's really getting frustrating because then I got to be the fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
Well, so that's the issue that we're running into right now is unfortunately that we're both kind of being the bad guys right now because Sparks is on LOA and won't give over any or hasn't. I've asked, if you saw these freaking emails, I've asked so many times for anything that she can give me that's not part of this quote investigation or give me a kind of insight about what happened at the racetrack. And it's part of the investigation.
I think this should be the opening up of the reason why justices should have access to all Marshall documents, to be honest.
I agree.
That
one I have to talk about with the other justices. I think we did agree on it the last I spoke, but I have to follow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, the way it's kind of working right now is where I just don't have anything to give you because I can't see it. I know they exist, and then I'm getting told that it's an investigation.
May I ask something directly? And I know you're kind of in a way conflicted if this went to court. Is did they have it in writing that all four months of my shit is an active investigation in quotes?
No.
Wait, this is cooked. Wait, Sparks is gone.
Right.
Till next year. Like what?
Right. That's the problem. I've been reaching out to her and she's on LOA and I've asked for some things and then I just get blue-balled.
Can they not just give you like assign it to Craig or assign it to that other guy that's around in the mornings? Or anyone.
I've asked, I'll ask again.
Yeah. Can you order them?
I've,
can you like writ them to like
as a DOJ? Yes, I can technically writ them. I
don't want to
their only option.
I know I'm playing on like I don't want to heavily suggest anything because this is in your thing, but like my argument.
I've already suggested an ACR against Sparks. This is absolutely ridiculous. I can understand that you don't want to because you want people just to do their jobs. Unfortunately, this is getting to a point where it's just being brushed off, and I think
it's like imagine if this was someone that wasn't me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're like, let me fuck this guy so heavy because and just say it's an active investigation. And this is what Tilly went through. It took her 3 months to go to court and get and it was active investigation because we fucking looked through your fucking bullshit. I think the entire, as a part of this FOIA conversation that's going to happen down the line is that we really need to bake in rights of the people so that shit can't just be active investigation because it's getting abused. This is actual abuse, just straight up.
And let me draft up a right and see if anything gets moved that way. I mean, unfortunately, it with Sparks being on LOA, I very much doubt it. I will talk to Daisy about it being transferred over to one of the active marshals. I'll let you know what kind of response I get, and then
why not a writ?
If nothing turns up by the, I said that first. I said I'll write up a writ for Sparks.
Sorry, I cut myself off. Why not a writ to the director?
We don't have a director.
Or the assistant director.
Oh, field director? You mean a Daisy?
Yeah.
Because
the thing is like Sparks and once again, I'm just throwing ideas, right? Is Sparks is new. She wasn't even around for half of that time. So like why is it falling on her to begin with? Like why to me it sounds like as much as it could be on Sparks, like it seems like she's gonna end up like a fall person. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, all I keep getting told is how this was her investigation and that Daisy doesn't even have these reports because of the way that Sparks has compiled it. That it's
What?
hers. And so, unfortunately,
Which
fault
one?
person or
Because
not,
there
it's
might be
what it's looking like.
confusion though, Arcadia, because like there was two. There was the one for drones following me around, right? And that
Right.
was when I initially. That was like 2-3 days before I posted the FOIA. But then the second is 4 months, and
Right.
there's
No, I'm
not
aware.
there's not a singular thing. There's multiple documents. So how's
Right, and
all
I've
of it
given
in
you
something?
multiple. I remember I
No, no,
have
no, no,
given
no.
you a bunch of
Multiple
documents, but I
Marshall
know
reports.
Marshall, right? And so those are the ones I'm being told are part of an ongoing investigation. I've asked for the reports that are
Holy
not part
fuck.
of the investigation. So that's having to do with the first audit, the one that has the 4 months of records.
Oh
For the
my
second
God.
one, I was also told that's part of an ongoing investigation.
You're being lied to. That's crack.
What am I supposed to do if I
No, no,
can't
no.
see
This isn't
them?
on you. I'm just
No, I
in
know, I understand. I'm
astonishment.
like, I'm letting you know my also frustrations of hands tied a little bit here.
Yeah, no, of course.
So
I don't
what's
put any of this on you. I don't know how the
no,
fuck
no,
I
I'm sorry, venting frustrations more than anything
yeah,
else because this is like hitting a brick wall for the. Well, how many weeks have I been working on this? Trying to get this to you? 6,
it's
7 weeks?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Sorry to
Um, yeah, go
sorry to
ahead.
sorry to interrupt. Nino, is there any chance you could approve my
oh,
business, please?
yes, thank you.
I got a tablet here for you.
I think you're right. The right. Let me.
All right.
I'll have it including
I'll
for
do it.
both
Give us a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Daisy
And
and for Sparks, and if nothing comes of it, we'll do the ACR. Um, and I guess that's fine coming from us, considering that the DOJ oversees the marshals. Well, I guess the justices, as it stands right now.
um
Oh, I have to look over your audit of the Angel Act. Fuck, I haven't looked at that one yet. Okay.
yeah. By the way, the audit stuff, I want to repoint out, and you know, obviously still in the y'all's discretion, but this is kind of why I was like, we should just roll back instead. You know what I mean? Because there's still another like 4 or 5 of them. It's like none of this dog shit was any of the people that are currently in power. So why not roll back the dog shit and then let's actually like cook forward then? You know what I mean? Like
I genuinely wish. I actually, I'm sorry that it is just me. The other justices hopefully will be appointed soon. But I mean, good news is with me at least knowing the dog shit, it won't happen again.
true, very true. Boom, boom. I just approved SecuroServe. I don't know if you're able to. Oh, while I got you, actually, SecuroServe Los Santos Air Training Center.
Oh yeah.
Need approval.
Okay. Yes, absolutely approved. Creating done.
Small apothecary off the heart of. All right, I'm gonna wait on that one. Okay, easy.
Okay, air flight school, is that what it's called? Was it the air training center is approved? Is there anything else you want me to look at?
I'll take a look at the others. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, by the way.
Great.
Yeah, I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna cook. Because I think there's a lot that needs to be done. I would. Okay, Sunday, we're still waiting on the date, right? The audits. Okay, boom, boom. Shit, I feel like there's something else that we need to discuss. So
I
V1
know
and
there
V2.
is, and I can't remember.
So let me. I want to reopen that V1 and V2. V1, like I said, that should just go right in. V2 is still open for debate. So
okay, so V1 I've looked over like 3 times, but I'm crazy OCD and I need to look it over one more time just for my brain.
Absolutely.
And then I'll send that through. It'll be my first thing after we finish up this meeting. Can I call you right back? Go fast. Yes.
Can't I just give you a state ID? He literally said it was fine. I can literally show a screenshot of our text.
Are you vouching for him?
Yeah, she can't fish anymore.
Great. Give him the bar license. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. V2 is meant for all the parties to actually review and voice their concerns. So there's still room for debate, right? So That's why
Okay.
if I sounded
so
too
that
like
one I'll go through with a bit more of a comb.
yes.
Because I know we agreed on everything for V1. I don't know about V2.
V2 was like, there was things that were discussed. We put it on paper based on our best understanding. And that's kind of why I was like, the whole thing about like, hey, there still is a contest period about repeals is,
Right.
I think that things like that still need to be openly discussed because
yeah, because we haven't had that conversation. From what the governor said, the repeals are, and only mayors can just like rip it up. But I agree with you. That's also a very scary thought. Is because we're making these ideas with you and Kyle in place, and while we might trust you guys to just leave the legislation as is, doesn't mean we'll do it. Not every mayor moving forward will have that.
Exactly. So, and I
Yeah.
think that's in the document. Also, like in the event, I think we have a different understanding of what may have been said in the meeting or what we might have agreed to it. Because, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I appreciate the governor coming through. Some of the shit, I couldn't tell what he wanted versus what he was recommending versus what were hypotheticals. So I think it's still, I think the big premise of every discussion was we should figure it out together. You know what I mean? So I think that's what that V2 thing is. Because he's not going to have all the answers either. Like, I mean.
No. I just also know that, like, when he does say something, we need to stay in that focus. Not necessarily like the full purpose letter of it, but with the intention we need to be mindful of.
Agreed 100%.
Okay.
The spirit of what he's saying versus.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I know there's something else we're supposed to be talking about, but you have every access if you need absolutely anything. Give me a call.
I want to be transparent, and I think I mentioned this to you. I am going to be putting, working with my team to put together actually, I don't know if we're going to do that. There was some discussion. Did I tell you about, I think we talked about this, is that I want the people to have a bigger voice with the DOJ. And I want to think of it more like a proposal. I think, and I think it coming from an outside party would be valuable. I think the DOJ would benefit from a speaker, right? Like not a chief, but a speaker. I think the DOJ would also benefit from having members that are justices that are self-appointed, as you have been doing now, but also the ability for future legislative bodies to take a judge that is already in place and have them be a justice in that term, very similar to how the Supreme Court in the United States works. A little bit different. I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's in that same vein.
Right.
Now, when that document is created,
that's going to have to be a much, much bigger conversation that I would want to see outlined.
1,000%, and it's going to be fully outlined. And I wanted you to know that in person, that when we give it to you, this will not be a demand. It will only be a recommendation, right?
Okay.
So we're not going to sit there and saying you got to do this.
Yeah.
But here's why we think this would be good for not just y'all, but for the San Andreas as a whole. So if you guys end up just throwing that in the waste bin, it is what it is. But I wanted to lay that out so it didn't land on people's desks and them being like, "Oh, the mayor's trying to fuck with the DOJ."
No,
exactly.
I mean, I understood the intention. I appreciate the intention. I think you can also, considering what the past few weeks have been, can see that there is a good of the state trusts the justices with a lot, probably more than they should, but it has to fall to somebody. And so I think there's just a massive reservation with the powers just being given out. And while I do understand with the people, having a voice, and I listen, that's a concrete goal of all of us. I have to also be realistic. Rock hard place. So if outline it and we can talk about it 100%.
Yeah, I thought, and that's what it is. It's like a opening the door for, hey, would this be, good? I do see your point though, right? You put someone in place, and we've thought about it, right? Like, on our end too, is like you didn't want someone to put in place and then they fuck the entire city up. You know what I mean?
Right. And like, great example. You guys, let's say how we go about the way the governor said with the voting system, which is pretty much just reinsetting some kind of city council where the mayors have a vote, the medical director has a vote, and a member of the DOJ have a vote, right? And then
I
let's
don't
say you
even
guys
know.
all
I didn't
vote.
even know what he meant by that, to be honest.
That was crazy. Please, love of God, let's not do that. But like, so voting powers and you guys having a say, we all have equal power. You know, if we, you know, the DOJ make a speaker, as you will, who that person would probably have the vote. But let's just an example. Let's say Ajax gets appointed to be a justice, who he despises most of us and has a very verbal, open. Most people are aware that he does not care for most of the justices or the judges.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very scary thought. You know,
I agree. When and I think that's why it's going to be good on paper is that the idea of the speaker is not they have voting superiority, but rather they have only responsibility. So for me, as far as I'm concerned right now, you are the speaker of the DOJ. Because the other motherfuckers, I don't know where the fuck they are, and they don't like respond to shit or whatever. And so it's more like the speaker would be like, Arcadia is responsible for slapping the other justices, meaning like, you better fucking answer, otherwise we got to do this, right?
But they don't have the state power. Okay.
So it's like
that I can actually get behind a lot more.
Yes, it wouldn't be like, yo, you're the, and that's why I've been saying speaker and not chief, because
because that would have them have the same powers of a justice.
Yeah, precisely. And it would also be like the speaker would say, this is what the DOJ is doing, as opposed to what I believe to be a current problem, which I see it on our side. It is for someone who's not privy to what you guys talk about internally. What happens is one justice tells me that the DOJ is saying this, another justice is saying the DOJ is saying that on the same topic. You know what I mean? And so it becomes
this
like
way
a
it's
voice.
much more of a concrete, set in stone kind of opinion for the department. That you know is coming from good faith and just one person's opinion. Okay.
Exactly that.
All right. Well, I'll read that when it comes, but I'll add it to the list when it does.
Yeah, it's not going to be like I don't expect an immediate response. It's just like I said,
I appreciate that.
It's like the pre-warning. This is not Nino coming in saying, DOJ, you need to do this, but rather, hey, let's open up a dialogue and maybe you guys agree with some of it, maybe not, maybe you don't do it. It's whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, listen, I have no issue with that, especially like if we want to talk about those kind of things at meetings where we can have a few more opinions. Sure. But
yep.
I'll have to see what the others say. I don't want to speak for them, but
1000%.
Cool. All right. I need to go look over this legislative audit for version 1 and hopefully get that out sooner rather than later. And then I need to talk to Pred about this other legislation he wants to put through.
Yep. All right. Easy.
Is this your life? Just meetings and talking to everybody?
Yeah, for the past 4 months. I genuinely say it. I don't know who can fill. I don't think we're at a place where anyone can be mayor right now, and that scares me, and I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
And that's been my focus. You know what I mean? It's
fair enough. I know you're not running again.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that also means I've got like a very small runway, given, I was hoping to get all of this done in 3 months, but it is what it is. I like a challenge. So.
Fair enough, and it's appreciated.
Oh, he's got like a
all right, keep me posted on anything, and I'll get you that audit as soon as possible.
Will do.
Yeah, beret. That's it.